Okay, so please feel free to ask questions as we are going through this presentation. Val Bryan, who is one of our executives and runs our GovCon consulting Catalyst business service offering, is with us today. So she'll be answering those questions. She's also running the bridge program, the current cohort that is active. That's cohort number one. Today's review is hopefully going to enlighten you all as to what the next cohort looks like and if there's an opportunity for you to participate with this program. So let me get started. All right. So today, the agenda, we're going to talk a little bit about OST real quick, give you an overview of the bridge program, the details, what you could expect as a result of participating with this program if you do want to apply, what the process looks like, a bit about cohort number one, and where OST can help you get engaged and or on this program. A little bit about OST. So we've been in business for over 20 years. Alessia Smatrova is our founder. She's one of my partners. Dave Huff is our other partner. Both of them are APMP members. Alessia is a fellow, which not many people have been afforded that title, that recognition. It's based on her contributions to the business development community. And she is definitely, and Dave, two of the more recognized individuals in this industry. The three of us bring about 75 years of government contracting experience, business development experience. Alessia came from Raytheon and Lockheed. I was with Lockheed Martin. Dave has spent his whole professional career here with OST. And we hope that our practices and knowledge can support the GovCon environment growing and maturing. We have approximately.
Bill, sorry to
Yes.
interrupt real quick, but I think there's some issues with the screen share. Oh, there we go. Never mind. I think you just fixed it.
I didn't do anything. David, were you seeing any issues?
There is a toggle. There looks like there's a toggle that was supposed to be enabled, so now it should be showing.
Oh, my apologies, folks. Sorry about that. It looked like on my screen I was sharing. So we have OST approximately supports about 120 active clients at any given time. The large majority of our clientele are small businesses, SETIs, VSBs, companies that are growing, trying to get to that mid-size or enterprise level. We see companies that are new, companies that are in the 25 to 50 million range, and then in addition, some of the companies that are a bit larger, more mature, that have full-on business development groups and are doing over $100 million. We assist them through three services or support focuses: education, pipeline services, and then cradle to grave capture through post-proposal consultation. Our Bid and Proposal Academy, which are our best practices, correlate to the 75 years I mentioned earlier that Dave, Alessia, and me have as part of our portfolio. We have 18 courses, including that put a focus on AI, and these are foundations through advanced capture and proposal management. We're the only company the Department of Labor and the VA have certified for a business development apprenticeship program, and we also offer corporate trainings that we customize for companies. The GovCon Catalyst, I mentioned earlier that Val Bryan is our executive that runs this service. This is our trademark pipeline, monthly reoccurring support engine that helps you build a pipeline, qualify opportunities, and gives you all the information that you need on a regular basis to make that sort of bid, no bid decision. We present opportunities. We get the information that most people struggle to get, including with the government offices, as I think all of us have seen over the last year with this administration's changes and or focuses, objectives, etc. Things have been a little bit tougher. A lot of furloughs, a lot of people we were working with no longer working with the government, opportunities paused, no longer an option, and a lot of unknowns and uncertainty. OST is currently supporting about 25 plus clients with our GovCon Catalyst program, and we are helping them develop those pipelines and be in a position to increase their PWin to support winning proposals. I mentioned earlier, the biggest part of our business is our capture and proposal services. This is where we offer a la carte and turnkey T&M solutions, capture managers, proposal managers, writers, desktop publishers, graphic SMEs, cost pricing, Laurels coaches, price to win, black hat. Pretty much if it's a labor category in the business development world, we have SMEs that are delivering and available to assist your proposal activities. As I mentioned earlier, we have already a cohort, a bridge cohort that's ongoing. And right now we have over 20 participants. The team that's currently presented in front of you, Val, myself, Sophia, and Andy, we are the ones that are running this program, working with our friends at TEDCO to deliver this. And we will be the same 4 people that will be supporting the next cohort. All right, so let's jump into the Bridge program. What is the Bridge Proposal Lab? So this is a Department of Treasury, SSBCI funded business development accelerator program. We are working with TEDCO as a subcontractor to deliver this lab. And if you are a socially and economic disadvantaged individual, owned company, so that's 51% or more owned by the SETI, or very small business, which technically can be anything from 225 employees down to below 15. And I put an asterisk next to this because it's at the state's discretion to identify what those minimum amount of employees should be. For this program, we are actually using the 15 employee mark, 25 maybe max, to fall into the VSB. And if your revenue is below $1 million and you are a registered company in Maryland, DC, Virginia, or Delaware, you qualify and should look at this program to assist you growing your business development capabilities. So,
are you still showing the team? Oh, there. Yeah.
I feel like there might be a delay going on. Did it switch over?
Now it did.
Huh. Okay, thank you. All right, keep me honest if it doesn't change over. Looks like I'm having some technical issues, more than normal. So what is this program's objective? Simple. OST is offering our best practices, our training. We're delivering workshops that basically give you all of the best practices and or processes to support you developing a pipeline, qualifying those opportunities, developing a capture approach. And for many small businesses, capture is done at a little bit of a smaller level, where sure, we want to be considerate of the strategic environment, who we're working against, what the competitive environment looks like, win themes, teaming strategies, etc. But this can be done on multiple levels. And I share this with you because my expectation is most of the people that are here today, your companies are a bit smaller, and capture can be a large investment. We hear that word thrown out. A lot of defense companies, for example, they'll go after multi-billion-dollar opportunities. So sure, it makes sense for them to look at black hat processing, price to win, etc. I'm not saying it doesn't add value for smaller companies. It's just there are different ways to support capture objectives. This program focuses on the best practices for all size companies and also has a element that assists you understanding how to do capture for smaller companies. So you're not making or wasting an investment, basically making sure that you have a good chance of winning and what you need to win. And then proposals. Everything from scheduling, annotated outlines, compliance matrix, writing, editing, anything, cost pricing, anything that you need to understand and know to deliver a winning proposal, That's part of this program. So in short, what we're expecting for people that participate and or that are awarded access to this program is that you are going to work within the cohort with some of these members, and you're going to develop the capabilities collectively and individually to submit a winning proposal. Right now for cohort 1, I mentioned earlier, we have over 20 companies. For cohort number 2, we're looking at about 24 companies, SETIs, VSBs. Val, are we getting any questions at this point?
Yes, we are. Right now, David's addressing it in the chat, but the first question that we have is the 24 new companies total 24 or 48?
So the 24 new companies will be associated with cohort number 2, and we currently have approximately 24. And I say approximately because I think one unfortunately self-nominated that they could not participate, and we'll kind of talk about that as well, because this is an investment of time, and it does require somebody to be able to balance running a business, their personal life, and participating with this program. It's critical that everybody has that buy-in and understanding. All right, so I just switched my screen. Did that switch over? Val?
Yes.
David, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so what does the program entail? 310 hours of instruction and coaching. I know I'm putting a heavy emphasis on the training. It is important. It is critical. This program does not cost you and or your company any money, just time and dedication. Typically, just for reference, the curriculum, the learning management system that we are giving you access to, this is normally at a minimum a $12,000 offering. And this is free with this program. This is part of our pursuit and objectives of assisting small businesses expand their capabilities, grow, and survive in this never-ending, changing and challenging business world, the private sector. Fun stuff. There are hands-on workshops. We do these through live trainings and working with one of the 4 of us. Each of us usually has a group of 6. You are basically getting hands-on mentorship and teaming support from OST and TEDCO. And I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize TEDCO. For those of you that are not familiar with TEDCO, and we're going to include some links at the end of this so you could go onto their website. They support much more than just Bridge. They support everything from NSF, Cyber Labs. In short, they're helping small businesses being able to make the investment to win contracts, similar to what we do and what we're trying to do. They do it on a more technical level. We do it more on a government contracting perspective. As part of this program, you're also going to get a license to our Winmore BD AI, proprietary AI platform for capture and proposal business development expansion. Winmore BD Inc. is a secondary company. My partners actually are the leads for this, and we are working together to use our IP at OST to develop this product. This product is part of the Bridge program and will be used to identify opportunities and expand on what's needed from a capture and proposal standpoint to win those proposals. And I want to make sure that everybody gets the bigger part of this. We definitely want to help you expand your business development capabilities, grow your teams, create a business development group if you don't have one. In the end, we also want to make sure that the networking component with the other cohort members, people that participate with our teaming portal, that you're working with them and you're winning, you're identifying and winning contracts. The end game for the people in our cohort is each month we're looking at different proposals, different solicitations. And the question is it part of the pipeline process, the capture or pre-proposal process, or proposal delivery? It can be a combination of those things. So the other part is the alumni network. So the folks that are in the current cohort, they're going to participate in the next cohort, the second cohort, which hopefully you all will have an interest with. And they're going to be able to share what they've learned and what best practices they've incorporated to expand their businesses, capabilities, business development or otherwise. The primary verticals that we're focusing on are IT, professional services, and health services and health IT. OST, generally speaking, historically, a large majority of our clients fall into these verticals. A lot of them participate with Department of Defense and Health and Human Services, saying that over the years, we have supported almost every element of the government. I would say that the classified world is not as big of a opportunity for us, but that is just based on the sensitivity of the work that's being performed, including at some of the three-letter agencies, military bases, etc. OST can support these, but just in all transparency, it's not something that we're doing regularly. All right. Any good questions out there coming in?
So we do have a few. David's currently responding. I'll defer to you, David.
David, would you like
Okay,
me to
yeah.
address them now, or
I can reply.
you just want to reply in the chat? Okay. We're going to make sure everybody gets a copy recording of this video and or the slide deck, which again will include helpful resources, regardless if you sign up for Bridge or otherwise. One other element, if I could, I want to take this opportunity to share that in the event you're not interested in the program or you don't think it's a good fit, please feel free to refer any of the companies that you know that may really have an interest and could benefit from this program. Again, they do have to be considered SETI, VSB in the Maryland, DC, Virginia, or Delaware areas. The next two slides are an overview of the courses, the workshops, what you're learning as part of this program. And earlier I'd mentioned there were about 18 courses that are part of this. There are two paths that we are asking the cohort members to follow. The first has to do with our blueprint, and this is basically what we consider our manifesto to success. This is a process detailed training resource that basically covers all elements of what business development is, all the way from creating your pipeline through post proposal. In addition, in tandem, we have an LMS, learning management system, with individual courses that we would like you to participate with so that you can walk away and understand every aspect of what we do as a company, what our best practices are, how to win a proposal. And that goes from the pipeline services or support requirements that each of you try to fulfill, hopefully successfully, capture, and proposal. There's emphasis on cost and pricing, desktop publishing and editing, graphics, proposal writing, proposal management, and capture, in addition to a number of other courses that will help you develop compelling compliant proposals, proposals that align with proposition development that's needed to have high P-weight. This is, again, a DOL certified program. And in the end, once you've completed this training, you'll also receive a Department of Labor certificate, which is official and also can be used within your organizations to advertise that you have a certified business development program, something you can use while targeting different clients and customers in the government. So the learning roadmap, basically the way we're going to do this, and we're going to go through the schedule shortly, we're going to create the cohort groups. We're going to then take a look at what opportunities would align with everybody's capabilities, their past performance, and the verticals that we discussed earlier. We're going to create an initial pipeline for all the awardees. And this is going to be developed throughout the life of this program. And this gives you and the other cohort members the opportunity to hopefully target opportunities to start supporting, either at the capture level, pre-proposal, or proposal delivery. Some are in the RFI stages, some are in sources sought, but we're going to give you that opportunity and help mentor you as you are developing solutions for these pipelines. In addition, we also open it up so that the cohort members are welcome to bring opportunities to their groups, to the whole group or to their individual working groups. As the solicitations are being identified, there will be ongoing training. The current goal is that once we've down selected all the companies, we will set you up in our learning management system, and we will set expectations for what needs to be completed prior to the actual orientation and kickoff of the program. There are different milestones that have to be met throughout the life of the program for education, for participation. I mentioned earlier, it's really important that whoever considers this program and or is approved for it, that they or somebody on their team can support the full program's delivery. This unfortunately is one of those scenarios that if one member decides they don't want to participate anymore or are not participating as prescribed, it's going to affect the overall quality of the delivery for the other members. So what are we doing once we're engineering and creating the solutions for the proposals? We're creating win strategies, teaming strategies. We're looking at cost pricing. We're developing outlines. We're making sure we have a compliance matrix. We have a schedule that's driving a cadence. There's color team reviews for quality control. And in the end, our measuring stick is not just the amount of proposals you all have submitted, it's how many you've won or how many result with you growing your business. OST has a history of winning proposals at about an 85% clip. That's when we're running proposals. So we do about 300 solicitations per year. Right now, like Oasis Plus is a big focus for us, and we are signing up clients left and right. A lot of small businesses. If you haven't had a chance to look at Oasis Plus, I strongly suggest you do one of two things. You go to the GSA website and look at that solicitation and the 13 domains. Actually, you can go to sam.gov as well if you don't have access to GovWin or Bloomberg Government. And a better option would be to schedule a meeting with us, with me. In that meeting, we can discuss what the technical requirements are and determine if there's an opportunity for you to get on this government-wide access contract, GWAC, or if there's a teaming opportunity. If any of you were in my last webinar about Oasis Plus, this will be redundant, but it's worth sharing. I think we had over 20 companies that we supported. We put together many teams, and it ended up with companies being able to submit for Oasis Plus with different domains and different set-aside statuses. I think there were over 33 submissions in all. So small business friendly. There are specific requirements about past performance, certifications, and capabilities. They do have to align with domains. OST is a subject matter expert with this GWAC, and the second on-ramp is starting January 12th. And you will want to prepare and look at what the scorecard entails and have somebody help you guide you to a successful proposal. Any questions about that? I just wanted to throw that in there as an example. Right now in cohort number 1, a number of the working groups are supporting deliveries for Oasis Plus. Out of curiosity, for those of you that are in this webinar, any of you responding to Oasis Plus or responded in the last on-ramp a year and a half ago. Nice. Congratulations. Yeah, it looks like a bunch have not. So if this interests you, please, again, check out sam.gov, go to the GSA website, and please, you'll have an option at the end of this presentation to schedule a meeting with me or one of our teammates to go through Oasis Plus. Or, for that matter, Bridge or any other government contracting objective that you may have. All right, so this is one of my favorite analogies. This is where the rubber meets the road. The big, why should I do this? Right. So we've talked about the training, the best practices, being able to create or enhance and evolve an existing business development team. We've talked about submitting proposals. Well, in a nutshell, it is those things. But in the end, you're going to really walk away with new relationships, a better understanding of how to get yourself into different aspects of the government, enhance some of the business development tasks that you're currently doing within the government or with your teaming partners. You're going to grow, hopefully, a network as a result of this, including with the alumni from the prior cohort. You'll participate in the next cohort. You're going to get hands-on mentoring workshops, regular workshops where everybody participates individually and then within your working groups. And we're going to teach you and walk you through every element that's necessary, again, to get you from identifying an opportunity to winning a proposal. How does this measure up in the end? You should have a pipeline of opportunities that are in process, opportunities that you may be able to target, and the capability now to identify opportunities and then deliver them and win. All right, we got a great question here, and I like this a lot. I think there's a bunch of, I appreciate all the questions that are coming in or comments. Somebody said, I'm a total newbie in government contracts. Do I need to have past performance or should have already won proposals to get in this program? It's a great question. The short answer is no. We do have certain standards that we're hoping that people do have a certain level of past performance or capabilities that have been in place with the government or at the state side. That'll make this program that much more enriching. As I mentioned earlier, our friends at TEDCO offer a number of other solutions. What I would say for those of you that are really new to government contracting, you will want to click on the links in this presentation deck and take a look at the other bridge programs they are offering. In addition, OST is working with TEDCO, again, with the NSF, CIBR, and STTR proposal labs. If you are in Maryland, that's a good start. If you are IT focused to some extent, that makes it better. Please take a look at that as well. So I guess what I would say is even with you being a newbie, I'd still apply. If in the event you're not a good fit, we may figure out that you could be represented in another program. All right, so I was talking earlier about the Win More BD AI product, a phenomenal product where everybody drinks their own bathwater. I'm sure you've all heard that. And I would be lying if I said I don't do that either, but this product is going to change the industry. A lot of our competitors who are good people, we know them, we work with them. They have their own products. Most of those are focused primarily on just proposal support and delivery. Winmore BD AI is intended to help you from cradle to grave and to take the guesswork out of it. The AI platform honestly takes an opportunity, looks at your capabilities, and helps you develop everything from pipelines to capture strategies and proposal solutioning. If you are awarded are onboarded onto this program, you will get a 6-month license. And our goal is to train you how to use this product, and hopefully it enhance your participation. And you can actually go to winmorebd.inc or winmorebd.ai if you're interested in learning a bit more. I see another good question. I see Osbadoos. I love those. Can't say it, but it's my favorite acronym. So let me take a look at this question. Is this training being driven and adjusted to meet our new administration's challenges in GovCon? With the OSBDU, I'm sorry, I'm really struggling. Let me just say small business office, inactive contracts, which are being canceled, unavailable, or even industry days are now slim to none. It's a great point. Yes, the short answer is yes. It is without a doubt. OST in general has had to sort of reinvent themselves this year as a result of our friends at Doge and this administration's actions. One of our earlier webinars a few months ago identified some startling data. So Val, David Slovin, and our team did massive research to determine what does the government contracting landscape look like now versus last year. We decided to take the third quarter calendar year. And in the end, we would see over 45,000 RFIs, sources sought, industry days, task orders, RFPs, everything that we're used to working with. This year, that number was barely above 14,500. That is startling. We knew it was slow. I don't think most of us, even as experts in this industry, thought it was that bad. As a result, we've been participating in a number of boards with the government, talking to lobbyists, and getting in front of the CEOs. Everybody we're talking with seems to have the same message, that the new normal will exist come mid-January into February. And we're already starting to see signs that that's the case. I want to be cautious because my expectation, I think my partner's expectations, are that we're not going to get back anytime soon to that 45,000 plus scenario, but it's going to be a heck of a lot more than 14,500. And Oasis Plus's recent notification, some of the activity with NASA SOUP 6, that GWAC coming out, suggests that this is happening. MD A Shield came out. That's another one. So hopefully there's going to be an uptick in business. And this program has been tailored in a manner to take advantage of what's out there, get in front of the different offices we need to verify what the forecasts look like going forward so that there can be a fruitful participation with this cohort, the upcoming one and the current. All right. So application deadline. This is running now through the middle of January. We want to make all our awards by January 21st. And then this program will be ending September 1st, 2026. And I have a little bit more information of what that timeline looks like. How do you do this? It's pretty simple. Step one, you're going to go onto the TEDCO website and you're going to register. Step two, then you're going to click on a second link or be sent a link to complete the OST accelerator application. Step three, the OST team, Val, David Slovin, amongst others, are going to review your applications, take a look to see if it's a good fit, and then we're going to contact you. If we think you're a good fit, we're going to schedule some time to discuss a little bit more about your business models to make sure you're going to have that strong return on investment at the end of this program. If you are not accepted, we'll also notify you of that as well. And or you could be relegated to potentially a backup option in the event people fall out of contention or for the next cohort. Step four is those official awardee notifications being sent. Step five is us scheduling orientation and next steps. Step six, You're a superstar business development professional and your company is making more money. All right. So oh, I didn't change the screen, did I? Bad Bill. I'd say I need more caffeine, but I don't think that's the case. All right, the journey. So this is what it looks like for the delivery. So if we're starting in the middle of January, we're creating our pipeline of opportunities based on the cohort members' capabilities, past performance, and the verticals that we've aligned with. We're doing those interviews. We're starting the training. We're making sure licenses are provisioned throughout SharePoint. We're giving you all the resources that you need to start the program. The initial part is self-paced training. It's not the majority of the training, but it is a good portion. We have found that completing this part of the program gives you a lot more capabilities coming in to once we've completed the orientation. We'll start looking at additional pipeline opportunities and then work with you in the next tranche of 6 months with hands-on workshops that are around pipeline development, qualification, capture, pre-proposal, and proposal delivery. Once we've completed that portion, we are now approximately 7.5 to 8.5, maybe 9 months into the program. The goal would be that by now you have a really good understanding how to create or maintain and or evolve an existing business development shop. Secondary to that, you have a pipeline of opportunities. You now have new teammates and network to work with, and there should be proposals that have been submitted and that have been dispositioned, awarded, or that are pending disposition. After that, the final 4.5 months is the remainder of the training. And now you're working with the alumni from the prior cohort and becoming alumni and hopefully celebrating graduation. And then going on from there to honestly improving your company's base model and revenue growth. Any thoughts? I'm sorry. So I see somebody said Bill didn't have that slide up. Yes, he didn't. There you go. And again, we will provide you with this. So between now and mid-January, that's when the applications have to be submitted. January 21 will be the start date. We'll have made award notifications, hopefully by then. And at the end of the program, come September 1, you will be a stronger business development group. Any additional questions about that? And I see some other questions that are coming up as well. I think somebody had asked, what are the options if you're not a Virginia, DC, Maryland, or Delaware company? There are other programs that are out there from the Small Business Association that could assist you. We are here to answer those questions and or help you get onto programs that could help you also increase your capabilities of generating more revenue through government contracting. Please feel free to schedule a meeting. We'll typically spend 30 minutes trying to learn a bit about you, share a bit more about us, see if there is an alignment. At a minimum, we love putting people in touch with each other, companies. We have a teaming portal that has over 200 companies in there. At the end of this webinar, there'll be a link for you to join that as well. In the event that's an option and you're interested, you should do that. It allows you to reach out to us and say, I'm taking a look at this solicitation. I need a teammate that has this capability, this past performance, this set-aside status, this geographic location, and we can look at those 200 companies and see if there's a fit. Work with that company, see if we can do introductions. In addition, if somebody reaches out and needs something you do and that you offer, we're going to go ahead and reach out to you and say, would you be interested in meeting them? So I think somebody asked the second question again around, is the new companies, is the 24 new companies or a total of 24 or 48? I apologize for not being clear on this. The current cohort that is active and not accepting new members is 24. The new cohort that we're discussing today, that hopefully will start January 21st or is scheduled to start January 21st, will have up to 24. So for the bridge program for this year, we will have a total of 48. In the collective new cohort, it'll be 24. Another great question. Is the cohort style where businesses are attending sessions together, or is this an all one-on-one sessions? No, it's a collective working situation, but it is broken down into working groups. So what we try to do for each working group that we schedule is we have a 45-minute to a 1-hour session where we are focusing or hyper focusing on one aspect of business development. We're going through these training materials and some of our best practices, and we're opening up conversation between the groups so everybody can get an idea of what their interests are. Then we break out into working sessions for a good hour to 2 hours. On average, actually, it's been about an hour and a half. And those groups are looking at their pipelines, their preparation for solicitations that are dropping or may have dropped, and or to submit a winning proposal. Most of the working groups are going to assign a proposal manager, a writer, a desktop publisher, editor, a graphics me, and maybe somebody for cost and pricing. Don't be worried. Our expectation is that you don't have these experiences. So it's a learning session for everybody. And then from month to month, everybody kind of switches hats if they're comfortable doing this. We also implore, everybody working together and working on opportunities outside of these working sessions. For example, my team, my 6 members, they are doing this. They're meeting almost every week. They've developed a pipeline that is twice as big as what we were offering based on what were in their pipelines, and they're trying to figure out if they can increase their P-win together. That is the spirit of this model in a nutshell. And we try to foster that occurring in all the different work groups. And want to make sure, does that answer your question? Can you guys come off of mute to ask questions? I don't know if we had a chance to respond. The short answer is maybe at the end we can. Typically, we like to field these through the chat if we can, but if a more involved discussion is needed, we can do that, or we can schedule some time as well. All right, so let's look at it. These are the Cohort 1 awardees and their websites. We actually welcome you reaching out to them if you'd like to meet them. We can help assist with those introductions as well. But small business growth, especially now during the current government status, ultimately is dependent on relationships. We were kind enough just recently to get some feedback from our members. One of them in particular we're sharing. All of them were positive and good. We can say safely we have 100% satisfaction right now. There's still plenty of time to go for this program, for this first cohort, but in the end, the expectation is it's going to be 100% satisfaction. We've been doing this for a long time, and as a small woman-owned business, we know what the pain points are. We know what it takes to help companies grow and be successful. Patik here from Blue Whale Apps, who's one of the companies in this list, gave us a very nice referral, and these will be posted on our website. All right, so in the slide deck, we're going to include additional links, not just to the different applications and including the steps and what's needed to get on the bridge program, but more about the program itself. And for the third time, not to beat the proverbial dead horse, but just to make sure everybody understands it is so important that if this is something you want to do, you're considering your current lifestyle, business or otherwise. What does your schedule look like? Can I support this? Can my team support this? We do allow for a second individual to be part of the program as a backup or to interact when you're not available. But if you do not have the ability for full commitment, we're going to try to determine that before we make decisions, awarding decisions, but it's really important. The last thing we want to do is remove somebody because they're not participating. All right. Last slide is an opportunity to click on different links and resources to schedule meetings, join our newsletters. If you're not receiving our newsletters, I strongly suggest you do. It's free pipeline services. We're basically providing you with solicitations and opportunities and updates about the different government contracts that are in planning, being released, are released, and this could give you an advantage not to miss an opportunity or to team with somebody to win a contract. I mentioned our teaming portal earlier. And lastly, one of the bigger parts of the bridge program, as we've discussed, is the training. If you are not able to participate in this program, a couple of things, and there's not another program that's going to support you joining a proposal lab and learning these best practices. Take a look at our Bid and Proposal Academy on our website. This is less to be salesy, but to help you grow. When I am meeting with companies, and it is mostly me that gets to meet with all of you in our sales meetings, I'm trying to determine which of our three facets or subject matter expertise areas best align with your growth model and where you are as a company. And that's the education, the pipeline services, or offering support, writing and submitting winning proposals. In a lot of cases, for those companies that are VSBs and SETIs, education is the answer. So we know that you guys have limited budgets. First and foremost, our holiday sale is going on. It's 50% off of our on-demand courses. Our apprenticeship program also can be considered as part of this sale. We can have that conversation. If you are a veteran and you have post 9/11 GI Bill funds, or based on the recent Rudisill Act, where the court said that if you had GI Bill money available and post 9/11 money came into play and you no longer had your Montgomery GI Bill money, they'll now re-award that Montgomery GI Bill money. I think there are some rules around the timing of it, but take that into consideration. In our current apprenticeship program, we have well over 24, 25 people, and the large majority are small businesses and or veterans. So if you are a veteran, please give us a call. There are options for active veterans as well. In addition, the apprenticeship program, which mirrors the bridge training, we allow you to pay monthly. It is a $12,000 program that gives you access to everything in our learning management system, including our blueprint. And we try to work with you for to meet your budget constraints. I very much appreciate the time, the great questions. I implore you to please just take a look at the bridge program, and if you have partners, friends, other companies you think that could be a fit, please ask them or refer them to our website, TEDCO's website, and reach out. We want to help you grow. If it's through the bridge program, that's great. If it's generally speaking throughout other aspects of business development, we're available for you. Any additional questions? And Sophia, if it's okay with you, I will respond live to these questions if any more come up.
Yes, please.
I know that the folks had asked if they could come off of mute. I'm going to be honest and tell you, I've never had that question. Can we do that?
Yes, I believe so. Please let us know if you guys do not have the option to unmute, but if you have questions, feel free to come off mute and ask.
Please. Thank you. All right, I hear a lot of silence. It's all right, though. There was some great questions that were being presented. I hope that this webinar was helpful, informative. I hope we get to work together through the Bridge program. As a friendly reminder, there is no cost associated with this program other than blood, sweat, and tears, little time. And I'm wishing everybody rest of a successful 2025 and hoping we all get to work together. Thank you again. And good
So it
luck.
just looked like an attendee mentioned in the chat that the unmute option is disabled. So if you guys, we can stay on for another minute just to see if there are any questions that come in on the chat and we can answer those live.
Yeah, please. Thanks, Sophia. For some reason, every time a new chat comes in, it scrolls up to the old chats. As a matter of fact, earlier I responded to one, I think that was 20 minutes old. Technology's not my friend. It should be, but.
Well, I don't see any questions and I don't see any typing in the chat.
I don't either.
No, the mute cannot be enabled. So if you have a question, you can drop it in the chat and we will answer live. Oh, okay. And if you have maybe a longer question, you can also feel free to send us an email or follow up, and we're happy to schedule that with you. I'm looking here. I don't see. Oh, actually,
I was going to say my
I found the
email
control.
address. Did you?
I found
Okay.
it. Yes. So you should now be able to come off mute and ask your question, please.
Thank you. Hey, Bill, how are you? It's Taj.
Taj, how are you, sir? It's good
I
to
had
hear your
I had a
voice.
million questions going on in the chat. So I do not like to be a pest, but I know how it is with
You-
time. We all want to make sure small businesses, any programs, we're using our time wisely, especially a January to September. That's a long stretch there, right? So
Without a doubt, friend. And hey, thanks for attending. For everybody else that's here, I just want to take this opportunity to recognize Taj from Lion Solutions. He is one of our oldest clients, and he joined us. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, Taj, as sort of new to this industry to some extent.
Yes. I was in the incubator program when OST started it. I mean, it may have been 5-6 years ago. And Bill, my interest now is, it takes you that 6 years to find the right time and growth and opportunities that you have today to come back where this would be stronger than it would have been for me at year 1, year 2, right? So we got to go bump our heads a little bit, learn the landscape, understand the challenges, then come back. So I'm back and I'm looking forward to registering.
This
Quick
is
question,
awesome.
Bill, I had about the
Yes, sir.
scheduling. And
Please.
Sophia asked a lot of it. She gave me some detail.
Please.
Trying to get an idea. I think it was mentioned there's some self-paced training. There's some collaborative cohort style training that you're
That's
together as a team.
Yes, sir.
It looks like it's six per team member with 4 mentees. I'm gonna call you guys mentees.
It's been called worse.
What's it look like with scheduling? Because morning, afternoon can be tight. Most businesses, most of us who are here to qualify, they're doing under 1 million in revenue. We're not going to have a big back office and leadership. We're not going to have people to sit in to replace us, right? It's not going to look like that yet. So I just want to make sure what we're committing to, Bill, is has some flexibility. When times I may have to jump off and leave early, I got to pick the kid up. So I was trying to get an idea of timing, dates. What's it look like when we're collaborative, so I can get a feel of that.
Yeah, please. I think this is an excellent question. We get it. We recognize you have full-time lives, businesses. Can everybody see their screen? See the screen? So this is actually, in a nutshell, cohort number one. This is the schedule that they're following. And truth be told, this starts November 3rd. There was prior scheduling accommodations, but we do try to take into consideration everybody's availability. I think, and I don't recall clearly, Sophia, I think you kind of suggested that most of the times that where we're meeting are 1 to 3 or 2 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon on these dates. Is that accurate?
Yeah, so far typically it's been early afternoon. Mhm.
Yeah. And what the goal would be to give you much notice so that you can consider and take the actions to clear your schedule. So far, so good. We've had great participation. As few people have had last minute emergencies, we understand that. But Taj, like your dealings with OST throughout the years, we want to be somewhat rigid with this program, but to be fair, we embrace being agile as well. So
I understand. So, Bill, question. So it's not 3, I thought it was 3 hours per workshop. It's 1 hour. It's about, so let's say for November,
Mhm.
each workshop 1, 2, and 3 in November was
Mhm.
about 3 hours, right?
total,
Is
you
that what
mean, or each? Well, so here,
each?
let me answer. Actually, no, they're probably closer to 3 hours. So there's about a 45-minute to 1 hour session where we are bringing the full group, the cohort together. We've picked a topic, like some of the topics you can see here on my screen, and we go through a slide deck, we answer questions, and we have found collectively this is very valuable to the full cohort because they're hearing questions that they may not have been thinking of. Then we break out into our working groups. To be fair, it's not mandatory. We want everybody to participate in the working groups, but we will also defer to each of you in your working groups to hold each other accountable based on what's needed. Those have been running anywhere from an hour to 2 hours afterwards. And, Sophia and Val, who are leading a lot of these, please correct me if anything I'm saying is wrong. Please acknowledge, though, if I'm right and tell me I'm the best.
So that's about right, correct. They are approximately 3 hours long, with the first hour to hour and a half being slightly not necessarily instructional, but facilitated by OST. And then the second half is where you're able to meet with your team and your mentor to continue those conversations and move things forward.
Okay, so those
Excellent.
conversations moving forward aren't the mandated attendant ones. You want to be there, of course, but you could, if we do an hour as a team collectively, we can move on after that, right? I'm just timing. I've done these programs. I was part of the Goldman Sachs program. You just want to make sure we understand, and Line Solutions isn't the slacker in the program.
No, he's a
We're
great.
getting, we're learning and growing, but the
Yeah.
schedule sounds like it's flexible, but I want to make sure we're making all the compliance requirements to be graduates right out of the program. And I'm speaking
think-
probably for other companies here too.
No, I think it's
I think
great.
that's a great question. The expectation is not that you are there the whole time for every single one, unless that is how your team is working. So as Bill mentioned, every team has the flexibility to decide how often and how long they would like to meet. So some teams do already have standing, weekend sessions or evening sessions or whatever they have found that does work for them. And if that's the case, then you don't need that hour and a half at the end of the workshop. That's perfectly fine. But if the rest of the team is committing to that time and a company is unable to support that, then it would at that point probably have to be a conversation. So as
Yeah.
long as you are interacting with your team sufficiently, I think that would be the main requirement.
100%. And if I can
Okay.
add on top of that, Taj, and this is for everybody else, let's assume that there's an open solicitation, right? Depending on the schedule, the time needed to submit that winning proposal, that also will change the urgency around these scenarios. Saying that the large majority of the pipeline opportunities that people are looking at don't have something that's going to be required for submission anytime soon. So if you had something that was an urgent deliverable, that could be different. but you would treat that no differently with your business. I know this because we've worked with you. So.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay. Just wanted, yeah, because I mean, what's great is the program is pushing us to growth, and at the same time, we're growing behind the scenes, and we got meetings, and we just want to make sure one's not detriment to the other, but we're getting the purpose of the program because we're pursuing opportunity. Most of us are going to be chasing opportunity probably while we're not available, right? Or have to leave early or whatever it may be.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool. Thank
perfect.
you. I think that answered my question. Great. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Great question. Anybody have any other questions?
Bill, could you just go to the slide real quick about how to apply, just to review the steps real quick?
I can. And again, we're going to make sure you all get a copy of this. I promise. So step one, you're going to want to go to the TEDCO website and self-register. The second step would be going to the OST accelerator application, and not just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Step three, we're going to vet these applications with our friends at TEDCO. We're going to make sure it's a good fit for you and for them. And then we're going to conduct an interview for those people or companies that seem to fit the bill. We're going to gather up some additional information to really gauge. You're going to get have the best experience and return on investment. Once we've done that, we do our down select. We're going to make official notifications. We will notify people that are not awarded. Again, if you're not awarded, doesn't mean you couldn't be considered as a replacement if somebody falls out or for another cohort or other programs. And then we do scheduling, orientation. And step 6 is celebrating your new successes. See, we have
Bill, this is Taj again. Bill, I think I think as soon as I saw this hit the news flash on LinkedIn, I think I went already applied at TEDCO. Would you know if I already did and just go ahead and move to step 2?
Yeah.
Or
So
should I just go back?
It's a great question, because to be fair, and I'm going to ask my team to confirm this because I may be wrong. Something may have changed. I don't think so. TEDCO is going to be the one to move you into the next phase. I don't think it's as natural as you do step 1, then you do step 2. Is that correct, Team OST?
I think they have to step 1, like once you register with TEDCO, and then they have to approve, and then it would be go on to step 2.
Yeah, so basically you're filling out step 1, and I did not mention this earlier. Then once they've made their initial review, they're putting people into the second phase. If they are not a good fit for this program, I believe they're reaching out and trying to see if there's other aspects of the bridge program. There's like 8 different options. If there's something else that you could be considered for, then once you get the notification from TEDCO, you'll go and fill out our accelerator application. They'll provide you with that link or instructions, and that's where the following steps occur. Saying that, Taj, David Slovin, could you please reach out to April or Kim and ask if Line Solutions is on their list?
Okay.
And if so, what their disposition is. Taj, I'll be honest, I'd be shocked if you were not a good fit.
They may say I asked too many questions, man. They may heard about me.
Nah, I love your questions. There's never enough questions.
Yeah, I think I did register. I think it was quick, and I think it mentioned it took it, nothing came back, and I was just saying, you know what? Well, at least you guys have a meet. You know, this meeting was coming, so I can hear more. But maybe I am in the waiting room, perhaps.
So
but if Dave can check, that'd be great.
Yeah, we definitely will. To be fair, there was a technical snafu that occurred at one point recently on TEDCO's end. They did identify it, and that could have also changed something. So we'll let you know. David, if you could also make sure to include Taj with your update. Feel free to reach out to me first if it's something we need to discuss and I can help with. All right.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining. We will take the last question, unfortunately, just to keep us on schedule. Bill, how would we know if we are SETI qualified?
Oh, it's a great question. So basically, and I'm going to go back to one of the original slides, if 51% of your business Where are you? Here we go. Sorry. Is owned or controlled by somebody that is socially and economically disadvantaged. That is the, and technically that is the minimum requirement to be considered SETI. So if you're the owner of your company and you are minority owned, woman owned, SDV, OSB, David, Val, and Sophia, does HubZone, they just got a free plug. HubZone qualify for this program?
Um,
I don't think,
I
don't
don't think so, but I don't know concretely.
same, I don't recall. Val, do you recall by chance?
I mean, possibly you could be a hub zone and have that designation because you would be a small business in an economically distressed area.
Yeah, that's kind of what I don't recall us covering this with any of the companies that applied, and that's why we're not 100% sure. But if you are a hub zone, please feel free to reach out and we can look into that as well. I am minority owned, one person company,
Yes.
registered, that you are SETI. Out of curiosity, is your revenue under $1 million? You can just give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Well, here, you don't even have to advertise that. To be fair, if you're under, oh, thank you. You're technically a VSB. You're a very small business. And there is a number of seats designated for VSBs. So there is an option there for consideration.
All right,
All
thank
right.
you. You guys will receive an email, if not today, tomorrow, that will have the link to the PDF of the slides as well as the recording from today's webinar.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Team
Thank
OST.
you all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye, guys.